Okay. My name is Perry. I just started a new profile so I can walk you through step by step on how to set it up. So, select your avatar picture, select your truck or design, preferred truck design, and then your company logo. This is where between the 155 and the 156 it differs now. This loading screen is no longer a part of the 156. You can still pick your truck, your driver, and your logo, but it does it in a different way now. And you'll see that later on down the road when you start up a 156 profile, when every mod is updated. If you're like me, always unclick this because Steam tends to really screw with you if you don't take it off. It'll keep the same mods, or if you deactivated mods, it'll say that that mod was still on there or whatever. So just bear with it when you're using this. Do not click this ever because it will throw your game off. Now you can name it whatever you want. This one I'm just gonna name Be Stream because this is gonna be the streaming profile. All right, now I'm going to walk you through how to set up the actual controls. If you're setting up a steering wheel with a shifter with range, you're going to want to hit controls. Then steering wheel, H shifter, range. Now in here is where you find your Joy Axis steering rotation. See, it's moving left and right for your steering wheel. Leave it centered because that's the best way. Your brake and accelerator are always going to say inverted for whatever reason. It's a glitch. I don't know. Anyway, that's if you're using a clutch. Here, you're going to want to go 5 to start, 0, which it'll say 1, but yeah, 2 here, 3 here, 4. Bring your 5 back down so you can engage 6 gear later, but bring it back up here for your reverse. Then if you got switch range buttons, select them for the toggle on 1 and 2, and that's it. Finish wizard. You're done. You can now successfully run your wheel, your shifter, your splitter all in one right from the game. And that is the best part. Um, it makes the gameplay feel like you're actually shifting the truck, not sitting there wondering if you're going to have to shift. You actually know you have to shift. And depending on the mod you use for the transmissions, which we will go and throw in mods. All right. Now, everybody is different. I I like Coast to Coast and the Beyond Terras and Discover North America, but there's a slight glitch. If you go to the GMC Logistics website and actually take your time on there before selecting all the maps that you want, read up on a few of them. There are conflicts within each map program that you run. For example, EMMN, that conflicts with Great North America or Great America. Um, I found that out from the actual head of GMC himself. I never even knew it. But back to the code, back to the mods at hand. So when you go and just try to isolate down to maps, depending on what you have and how many of them you actually have, you're going to be here for a bit, right? I mean, look at all those. Look at all those. That's just crazy, dude. Crazy, crazy, right? All right. So what we're gonna do? Let's say we want to run Alaska. Type in Alaska. Oh, okay. I guess I don't have. Wait, hold on. There we go. There it is. All right. So boom, there's Alaska North to the future. But then you got to have this traffic fix, which trust me, you're not going to regret having it. But it does tend to bug out sometimes, and you'll see it, but just be careful when it does because you can really wreck your truck or your cargo if you're doing cargo market. Um, let's see here. There's one thing I gotta do before I do it. And as crazy as it sounds, the GMC Logistics website is either paid or non-paid. So you can have the paid maps and the free maps at the same time, or you can literally deselect all the paid and work from nothing but the free mods. So, if I could show you this website, I would. Regrettably, I cannot because it's streaming the ATS right now and I can't stream everything all at once because I'm a new streamer. So there will be maps that will require other maps, such as example, Western Canadian expansion and Discover North America require coast to coast and beyond in order to run successfully. Your ATS expansion is also a prime candidate, but because we are doing a mod list for Alaska and some of the other mods that I like, I'm just going to do this as a mock-up. Uh, okay, okay. So there's one more thing in here I got to put on my order before I forget it, so you can understand how these mega map combos work. Okay. The next map that goes into play after that fix is the Aleutian Islands. Then we have Petersburg. What we're doing when we're doing this is we're basically keeping all the maps that need to be together and close together as best as we can. So we do not have a glitch. That's what GMC's load order is supposed to help you do. But there are ways to play. You just have to figure it out. Um, so now that we have Alaska, the Alaska traffic fix, Aleutian Islands, and Petersburg, now comes, you guessed it, Texas. This just recently became free. So if you guys are looking for mods that are free, highly recommend getting more American Cities, Texas. And we got Mega. Now, one will say incompatible because it's for the 156. The other is 155. See? At the end, the version 2.9.3. Version 155. Same here. 2.94 version 156. It'll take time getting used to, but once you start understanding the versions of each map, then it becomes second nature putting them in. Then you're not scrambling trying to figure it out. Now, you will come across people like myself that will tell you, don't worry about slotting mods. I already have them slot. Find me in a convoy session and we'll slot them already for you automatically. That's what some of us will do for a new player. If you have Alaska, great. More power to you. That's a $30 map. It's a great purchase. I love riding on it every night when I can get into the game and have fun with the game and my friends that I'm trying to have fun with. So the next maps to go in are these guys right here. For this one and this one, they're both version 155. Versions 156 have not hit yet. Repeat, have not hit for Nevada or actual. I think they have hit this one for Reforma. I'm not sure. Yep, they did. But the actual Nevada, I'm not sure if it has dropped yet for the update. So continuously look for updates regardless. Because you never know. They might just surprise you. Okay, so now that we have Sierra Nevada ready and slotted, next comes Project Arizona's. You need both that and the road connections, the Reforma connections, to successfully navigate both Sierra Nevada and Arizona with the more cities. If you don't put them in, it's not a big deal. You just may crash the desktop once in a while. They're not bad maps, they just sometimes tend to cause issue. Sometimes. And the next one in place is Discover Oregon. Now, I'm I'm in liberty to have both 167 and 168 for Discover North America. You have to be on your updates. You have to be on them every day. If you're not, you're going to regret it. You're going to be sitting there updating mods consistently 24/7 until you actually have them updated. And then you're like, well, what's the point of getting on now? Because now I got to update them again and again because I'm staying out of the loop with the updates. Just check truckymods.io, sharermods.com. They usually have them. Next map, coast to coast. Now, I got the version 156 and 155, and they both work, so you're safe. Okay, now here's where it's going to get really, 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 really confusing. Because the Beyond Terra maps are so big, they had to put it in 4 parts. So it's part 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it's the Beyond Road Coast to Coast Road Connections Mega and the Reforma Fix at the same time. That's 6 pieces of the map already done in just a matter of, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes tops if you're good at what you do. Most people, when they are first starting off learning this, they make mistakes. They put things in the wrong order, and it's bound to happen. But if you use a tool such as GMC's map load order tool, your maps will never crash. They won't. All right, we've got more cities coming up. So we need Idaho. Then we need Oklahoma. The only reason I'm doing this is just to show you guys how to slot mods. This isn't that hard, but getting them in the right order can be hard. More cities, Colorado. Washington. Nope, it's not Washington, actually. It'll be Utah next, and then Washington. Okay. Now, this is the map order that I like. Other maps are different, and that's okay. There is no right or wrong way to play this game. Everybody can play it however they see fit, and there is no crime against it. Your next one is ATS expansion version 17 beta, and it will be updated. I'm keeping an eye on it. Coast to Coast road ATS road connection is also next. Then we have good old Washington Extended, followed by, let's see here, what do we got? Western Canada expansion. When I first learned about these load orders, it took me forever to figure it out. Forever. Until I learned how to actually use the website that I'm using now a little bit more fluent than what I was. Okay, so because we have Western Expansion and Discover North America 168 already in slots for now, we need to put in the ATS expansion, Discover North America and Coast to Coast connections. Because without that, you're going to not have road connections to get up there. And it also covers the ATS expansion as well. So I've haven't played around with taking out the ATS expansion and the road connections because I'm afraid to. Others, go ahead, give it a try and let me know. Get back to me and let me know what you think of what happened. All right. Okay. We do have some other broken mods coming up called Pro mods that are not ready for 1.56 yet. but how they are placed in the order that they work is easy to follow. It's models, maps. Depending on if you're running Convoy, there will be a definitions only require main pack or the actual Canada definitions pack. Side note, do not run this with Canamania because Canamania also uses the exact same definitions that ProMods already uses in play. So just bear that in mind. Do not use ProMods with Canamania because otherwise you will crash every time to desktop. But there are, let's see, another couple of four pieces into the 40 plus maps that we are about to put on this profile. But the next map to go in is Western Canada Pro Mods Connections. And then we have Western Canadian Alaska North to the Future Connections. Now that bridges all of Pro Mods together with Canada and down all the way into the United States. So you have a complete safe road connection all the way to Alaska, even all the way to Purdue. I will show you on the map when I load it in. I, I'm just using this profile as a mock to help show people how to slot mods for maps. That's about the only reason I am doing this profile. Oh, the Reforma other maps compatibility patch had dropped for, I believe, Truckee it was on. So check truckeemods.io. That is truckeemods.io. Then we have another fix. There are some mods that work really well together, and then there are mods that don't work well together. And I'll tell you one of the three background maps that work well. This ProMods Pacific and North America background map, America's colored background map, and North America background map. We're going to hit confirm changes, continue career. This is a brand new profile, nothing been done to it yet. Once I put these maps in, it's going to really seriously alter how I look at the map. Beyond Terra opens up Cuba, Havana, I think, but I know Guantanamo Bay is open. Okay, that is somewhere I've yet been in ATS, and I'm trying to get there. See, content change detected, updating navigation. Please wait. It's going to be a minute. This is 43 maps total loading at the same time. But I promise the end result of this map combo is way better than what I've ever seen in my day. I'll use this profile to break down how to slot your mods by tuning parts and everything. You're gonna have to bear with me because I have to use a load order on a different screen so that way I can explain it successfully to you guys so you guys don't have problems with your sounds, your tuning parts, um, interior, um, let alone the paint on your cargo. Yeah, still loading. You're not supposed to use mods on a brand new profile, but because I've been doing it for so long, I just know what to do. So, we get to select a city that we can start in. Sometimes I like Price, Moab, St. George, but this one I'm going to go with Price because it's got a yard across the road. Skip the tutorial every time so you guys can just copy and paste your control and all that. Now that we have the maps loaded, right? Let's look at this map. I don't have something in the right order, or I'm using something that's conflicting with something. That's why it's not colored. Actually, I don't have any broken roads. That's nice. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Just learned something new about this map. Anyway, as we can see, we have Tallahassee, Florida, Fayetteville, Tennessee, North or South Dakota. One of these two here. Or they're the Carolinas. This might be Virginia. Norfolk. Yeah, Virginia. Massachusetts. Let's see. Ontario up in here in this area. Quebec. Michigan. But the latest and greatest. St. John. All the way up north there, man. How'd you feel about taking a ferry up that way? Coral Harbor. How'd you feel about going down to, like I said, Guantanamo Bay? Or over here into these islands? Even down here in Cora. Coro. Sorry, pronounced that wrong. But here's the bottom part of Mexico. And here's Cuba or Cabo. Just think about it. You've got all this to discover. And Honolulu. Then outside of Honolulu, we got the outside islands of Honolulu, Kororo. I've been here. It's fun. And after driving or riding the ferry and then driving on these roads, you see some pretty insane scenery. So take your time driving through. And then back to the location. Oh, yeah. And then, so if you guys are coming from the East Coast, I would stay right here on 90 and follow 90 to 94 through Minneapolis all the way to 29, all the way up. Because right up here to Winnipeg, and then just go this way over from Winnipeg on 2, or stay on all the way through Brandon and Varden. That is your best route all the way to Purdue Bay. That route right there, I run it successfully all the time. And then when you hit here, you're going to hit 93, I think, up to Jasper. Yep. Or you can go to Valmont on 5. But 5 is a bit of a drive through Salmon Arm and Kamloops, especially if your detours aren't shut off. So be warned. You got a couple of options here. You can go all the way from Winnipeg to 93 to Jasper, or you can go through Valmont on 5. But either way, you've got some route options that would make your day really, really, really fun while driving. And you guys are not going to regret getting these map combos when you do, because I like running them. I'm that crazy to take a 5,800-mile run and drive it as long as I can until I can't. That's just who I am. I watched my father, let alone many truck drivers, make the ultimate sacrifice of not being at home when they're needed most at home to make everybody else happy by shipping the goods that we need every day. And what I mean by shipping your goods every day, why do you think I started posting my logs, my drives in the game? You guys don't understand what it is like for them out there. There's been multiple of death in sleepers because nobody takes the time to go and check on a 60 plus year old man that literally died of heat stroke right there in the truck. They, the gas station literally locked the doors on the cab and didn't want to deal with the problem. Rather they'd rather let the corpse rot in the truck. And that to me is shameful on that corporation. That was somebody's uncle, granddad, nephew, who knows? I mean, that could have been anybody. And that station allowed that driver to pass on while on that property. And they could have done anything and everything to prevent that, in my opinion. And when I saw that clip, I cried for that driver. I prayed for that driver to find peace because not many do. And many of them will keep driving until the day of their last breath. And I don't know what kind of admiration that would do for somebody if they actually made that ultimate sacrifice like that. I mean, even a semi driver on 3990 a long time ago, from what I heard, made the ultimate sacrifice here in Wisconsin during whiteout condition. Um, he saw he saw all the cars piling up due to snow, and he took his semi and prevented more loss of life. I would have done the same thing if I could, but I have people that care, and I don't want to put them through it. So that's how you load a profile. That's how you load mods. See, we had a total of about 40. I was about right. Let me see if I can get that color to work. Probably not, but it's worth a try. Because it's really nice when it's colored. There it is. See, all colored, ready to go. That's still no broken roads up there. That's cool. Okay, I think I know what I gotta do on the other maps. Figure out my other problems. But see, this was a learning curve for me because I was trying to figure out why I had broken road on other map, and now I know because I'm having conflict with other map. So I may have to delete my other profiles or just start taking out one mod at a time until I figure out what mod was doing this for broken roads. Okay, I think I know what I gotta do now on other profiles. So see, you guys taught me something today. Now let me go down here. I'm going to lose the load because I'm adding maps, but that's okay. I needed to lose that load. If I could fix this map problem. So everybody taught me something new today with just me doing what I did. Thank you all. I'll be back with another stream later on.